hand in, princess must die. Try and get the gold. Pick up schedule on everyone else. Gotta say, one of the biggest downsides to multiboxing is the screen clutter. If you invested the time into it, you definitely could clean it up quite a bit. Like if you have like action bar add-ons and whatever,
Farewell.
that can clean everything up really good. I know my buddy Ali Hacks, he likes to use Bartender. I don't like to use Bartender. I find Bartender is so much setup for such a little result, and I just don't feel like dealing with that. Oof. We knew that was coming though. Now I wonder if it'll highlight the corpse still. You can definitely see Shafted missed a hand in. Him and Hilted were lined up.
That's still recharging.
I think it was these guys that dropped the schedule, isn't it? I think this is where I got it. But I can't remember. Sorry. We are just finally getting over the super nasty cold that we've had for so long. Yeah. That's pretty much the only real way anymore is to do it like that. At least in my opinion. It's about the only surviving way to multiboxing.
That spell isn't ready yet.
In a way that you're not completely going nuts. Because just having to always have fingers prepared on Alt Tab itself is already bad enough. That just changing your Alt Tab in general just makes it so much nicer. And like I was saying earlier, if you can hear the mechanical keyboard in the background, you can hear exactly what I'm talking about when I say you really have to spam the keys. Everybody just dies instantly right now, so it's not like overly aggressive. But once you get to higher levels where things don't just die instantly, it does get pretty bad with how much you're spamming. On our level 90s that we have, you end up having fights that last, you know, a good, 5-10 minutes depending on what you're doing. And when that's the case, your fingers just get sore. Like, is something hitting us? Yeah, your fingers definitely get sore after you start getting into the longer fights in the later game. But at the low level, it's not so bad because you pretty much your opener is enough to finish the fight. Now, why did Shafted just have a call out for a quest I thought we did a long time ago? Alright, and then whoever had the hand in here that we forgot to do earlier. We'll just get this out of the way quick. Talking makes it so I can't see if it's a question mark or an exclamation mark. I think it was hilted. Yeah, hilted.
Things on it, friend.
Oh, he didn't hand in either one, so it's a good thing we came back.
The Alliance.
I can't attack.
I mean, even at this level, it's not even a big deal that we don't have, like, poisons applied or anything. Because, like, you really will not use them. By the time they proc, the fight's usually over, or just about over. Once we do start getting into running dungeons, we will throw on poisons. But at least for the time being, we won't. And I believe consecration's at 20, right? No, consecration's later. Ooh, 34. Rough. So at 34 is when dungeoning becomes a joke. Until then, we're going to be heavily relying on Avenger's Shield. And then, oh right, Hammer of Righteous is the one we get at 20. Hammer of Righteous is also really, really good. We're gonna have a crazy amount of AoE damage. We don't have Blade Flurry active right now on the rogues, so obviously they're not doing the high amount of AoE damage. That's why their single target is so high as opposed to the Paladins. The Paladins just have that long cooldown on Avenger's Shield. And I mean, we're only questing right now, so it's not that important. We don't need to be doing that much AoE damage. Yeah, Consecration is nice. Consecration back in these times it was honestly one of the best aggro generations. I mean, it probably still is. Then again, any of the tank specs, well, I don't know about Guardian Druid, but Monk, Paladin, Warrior tank specs, DK, they all have so much AoE damage that it almost doesn't make sense to not use them. Even at the super low levels, like being this low level, it's definitely worth, like even when you're dungeon running, just to dungeon run as prot. Yeah, we'll come back and deal with this after. Only because we don't have to go pick up on anybody, or we only have it on 2 out of the 5. We're gonna set our hearth quick.
Good day to you. See you later.
So that we can get back here.
Hey there. Safe travels.
Whoever that guy was that was killing Goldshire earlier, thank God he is gone.
How are you? See you later.
I find that
Hey there.
to be way more annoying than anybody doing something like this. Going to low level zones just to
I need to target something first.
kill quest givers or innkeepers or flight masters. Like, that was so bad back in Classic. Like when Blizzard released all the Classic servers, and you'd have the high levels just going to all the low level areas and killing everything. No, the not having mounts thing also sucks at low level. But that is one of the reasons why we're questing
That
in
spell isn't ready yet.
Owen and not any of the other starting zones. Is it's a little easier to... I know there's a rare around here, I just can't remember where. It is a little easier to traverse around in the human starting area without a mount. You got a little bit of a trek every once in a while, like now, going to where we're going. Does take a little bit of time. Pretty much. Man, it is so delayed. I know I'm using an old version of Jamba, but like, it's crazy how far behind it is on its callouts. Now the wolf spawns around here somewhere. I could not tell you where though.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
One of the biggest downsides to this one-shot macro is it's not gonna use everything
It's still recharging.
as, or the one-button macro. It's not gonna use everything as we're leveling. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the spells are your endgame spells.
That's still recharging.
So until we hit endgame, we won't see, or not even endgame, but even just like, you know, your 40s and 50s. Just need to make sure everybody gets to complete.
That spell isn't ready yet. I don't fix that yet.
No chest down there. I can't remember. Is it, I think the chest is over here usually? Yeah, it is.
Spell isn't ready yet.
Nice. We didn't even get any loot out of that, we just got experience. Alright.
That's still recharging. I can't fix it.
We're only going in here just for the group killing. As soon as that pops. And the probably the most annoying part about tabbing like this, you can see my camera is auto adjusting, and out of all the things that I figured out and fixed, oh nice, throughout my time with multiboxing, but it's too low level, no XP. All the things I figured out and fixed throughout my times of multiboxing, one of the things that I've never been able to figure out is why it makes the camera do the auto adjusting even if you have it turned off. Even when you turn it off, it still has that issue. And it's just something I've never been able to fix, no matter what I do. So we just kind of suck it up. I mean, there is technically a fix, but we have to log out in order to fix it. And it doesn't really matter on any of the slaves. Those screens we only see briefly. It really honestly just matters on the main one that I actively running on all the time, only because we're just flipping through those other ones so quickly that it doesn't even matter. This one we gotta share.